As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be.
Oh man, it's 8 o'clock.
And so that'll make it a.
Bravo, bros.
Good morrow, thy brethren, and welcome back to another episode of Brav Brosith, the show from the bros for everyone, for whomever wants to listen. I am your co-host, Sir Steelington, joined as always by the one and only Sir Gutenberg. What's up, Sir Gutenberg?
Oh, not a whole lot. We got to wait 2 more years. This is our little finale for House of the Dragon, and we have confirmed it will not be out until 2026.
Wait, that was confirmed? When was that confirmed?
Oh, dude, you got to get on. You got to get on Dragon Twitter.
No, what do you mean?
So,
You can't have this fucking season and then wait 2 more years. I'm gonna be a hot potato now. I am not a happy camper. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
you
they
fucking
haven't
roll this shit
let me
out and
catch
then
you
2 more years. Okay.
let me catch you up on the things.
Okay.
So they haven't started filming yet. They're not going to start filming until 2025, early 2025 at least. And they don't expect it to come out until 2026, which I would venture probably another summer.
2027. 2027 is when it's going to actually come out. That's my guess now. No, it's going to get pushed. Something's going to happen.
So. I still think at some point 2026.
What do you mean?
I just don't understand
Why?
what happened, because if you've still got the same studio, and a lot of people are saying that there wasn't a lot going on budget-wise, they were trying to save some for this season so that they can go all out for season 3. Why are you not filming already? You know,
writer's strike, maybe? Did that push production?
Maybe. I have no fucking idea. But
that's
look,
the only thing
I get it. I understand it. This is not that long of a story, and they're stretching it to 4 seasons to make sure that they can make as much money as possible. And you've got other Dragon House or Game of Thrones types of shows and stuff coming out, because 7 total shows have been confirmed, 4 of which are animated, which I actually like. 3 of them are going to be actual shows, and you've got one coming out next year. So they're feeling like you can overlap these things. But yeah, 2 years until we get this back.
That's not okay. I'm much less happy with this finale than I already was, and I already wasn't thrilled with the last half of this season.
Yeah.
That pisses me off. They did not do nearly enough this season if they're going to do another 2-year hiatus. We didn't have any massive episodes we had one. We had one, and that was the battle at Rook's Rest. That was literally it. That's fucking deplorable. I'm pissed now. I wasn't pissed. Now I'm pissed. That makes no sense. You got to give us more than a filler season. How are you going to give we waited 2 years for a filler season? Episode 8, by the way, the season finale should have been episode 5. That should have been like episode 5. So 6, 7,
I would argue if you were going to do this, it should have been episode 7. It should have been Rhaenyra standing there with the dragons, and you find out that there's other dragon riders, and then you move into season 3. And then this episode should have been the first episode of season 3. I feel like
that would have been better. Yeah, that would have been better. And then I would have been pissed, but I would have been like, all right, we get the teaser, because that's what last week was. Last week before the finale was that. You get the 3 dragons at Dragonstone. You get Vhagar flying off because Aemond's scared, and then end the season. Would I be pissed? Yes. Would I be geared up for season 3? Yes. Instead, we have a fucking build-up episode followed by the biggest blue balls episode ever, where it's like, here's all the pieces, here's all the key players, everyone's got their shit in order now, let's go to war in 2 more years. Fuck you, everybody. We don't care. We're in this to make money, baby. That's stupid. And that's
you want me to piss you off a little bit more?
Yes, Daddy.
Okay, all right, let me piss you off a little bit more.
Hurt me.
So the scene at the end of this where hurt me, Daddy.
Hurt me, Daddy.
The scene at the end of this when the Greybeards, the Starks, are walking down and they go through the twins.
Yes.
Cregan Stark was actually supposed to be leading them. They filmed Cregan Stark leading them, but they edited it so that they could pull him out of it.
Why?
I don't know. That's fucking, who knows? He wasn't supposed to be there. According to the books, he's not supposed to come down for a little while anyway.
Stop bringing up the books. We're not in the books.
But yeah, they did film it with him leading the Greybeards across the twins, and they pulled him to just
look.
Yeah,
I don't understand their tactics, and this is what I said in our last episode, where it's like, I feel like they think because it's Game of Thrones, because they know that people are going to watch, they do shit like this where it's like, oh, we're just building up the story. We had to get all of these pieces in order to make sure that season 3 was great. You could have whacked about 30% of the season that we watched. There's so many filler moments, so many filler storylines that don't fucking matter. And I get it. Every time we talk about this, you say it. Every time it's a short story, they got to get in as much as they can over 4 seasons. Fine. I get it. It's a business at the end of the day, but you cannot fall on the same sword every time and say, oh, it's Game of Thrones, so people are going to wait and watch because the build-up's here, and you know they're going to buy into it eventually, no matter how much we piss them off and fuck with their souls. We're going to keep doing it time and time again. That makes me mad. This is not how this season was supposed to go. This is not how I was supposed to end this season. This is not how I was supposed to watch this season. I was so excited after the first 4 episodes, and now I'm a grumpy little Gus. Okay?
Grumpy Gus.
That's what I am now. This is bullshit.
Why don't you start us off here, Grumpy Gus? Let's get into
okay. We're in the free fucking cities with Tywin fucking Lannister asking for Essos to take the barricade down, which won't happen till next fucking season anyway. So who cares? Yep. What are we doing here? I'm kidding. Let's do this right. We get to Essos, and I actually liked this. This was funny because we've seen Tywin he's been cucked all season. He got cucked at the council. He got cucked by a child. Although he ended up winning that one, let's be honest, because we know what happened. But it's just funny because he's like, he doesn't want to be there anyway, and you can tell like he didn't like this entire mission that he was sent on to get the Triarchy to enter the war and take down the barricade to allow shipping to come back into King's Landing. So he's already pissed off and he's trying to negotiate with them. I thought it was a ballsy ass move to when they offer, all right, yeah, we will do this if you give us the stepstones. I don't think he has the authority to sign off on that. I think that's a Raven. That needs to be a Raven.
That would have to be a Raven. And given what Aemond just did last week, I'm sure he's going to say yes no matter what because he doesn't care. Right. I don't know why. Yes, obviously trade is going to be interrupted. You're going to have to work out some other things. But at the end of the day, stepstones are pretty far from King's Landing, from Westeros in general. So, let trade go through and just tax it, whatever.
And also, when they start to be sketchy, you take your gigantic dragon down there and you burn them all to death and you take the stepstones back. Nothing's set in stone in this world. We know that. In Westeros, everything's up for grabs all the time. So just go take it from them and be like, gotcha. They're pirates. They steal shit anyway. Steal it back from them. I didn't understand that. But we get to meet Admiral Lohar, who I like.
I like Admiral Lohar,
yeah. She's cool. And
I saw somebody say, close enough, welcome back, Yara Greyjoy. Because that's the same vibes,
Yeah, that's a good point. And she drops the line like, I'm not going to sail with anybody that can't best me. And he's like, best me in what? And I just wrote down, what a cuck. Well, you got to beat her up. You got to prove that you're worthy in a fight.
I think he was pleasantly surprised that it was just a mud fight, but I took it as a straight up duel. Like,
you thought duel to the death?
Yeah, duel to the death. You kill me, you can take over my rank, my position.
Oh, I didn't get that. I just thought the whole thing, the way that they talk to Tywin is like degrading. The way that they make him sing in front of everyone, it's all degrading, and it made me uncomfortable. But I liked it because he's been getting cucked all season. So why not just end with Tywin? Anytime we get to pick on a Lannister, let's be honest, we got to take advantage of that because we know what they put into later.
It's always going to be fun. Now, this is the theme of the episode. I'm not super excited about the fact that you're going to introduce a new character right now in the finale. Like, why?
I don't know why.
Do this last episode and then and then step in and be like, here's them sailing because he bested her. Like, all right, whatever.
Did they run out of money? Did they panic? Like, what the fuck happened?
I don't know.
We don't need to do that.
They're just stretching it out.
We can speculate later, but you get a quick cut to Aemond and Vhagar, and we find out after the fact. Did you know what that city was at that point?
No.
I didn't either. No. Sharp Point is, and it's burning, and he's sitting atop Vhagar, like overlooking the scene. And I immediately thought, and we get confirmation of that, like, okay, he got pissed off because he got punked by Rhaenyra. So he went to take it out on somebody, and that's him. But it also, why I like this scene, it shows you. It's a foreshadowing of what's to come in the future. This is what dragons are truly capable of. It takes one guy on one big ass dragon to take down an entire city or town or whatever they're going to call Sharp Point. And I think that was the overlying message was, one, He's a vindictive child when it comes down to it. He still is going to act on emotion if he feels like he's getting bitched out because he doesn't want to be that guy. He wants to be the toughest dude in Westeros, which you got to kill the best to be the best. And Damon's still out there, so you're still not that guy, pal. But it's his way of showing, I'm the strongest. Look, I just burned down this whole village with nobody to defend it, by the way, and everyone's dead because I'm a big tough guy. But
it was just a temper tantrum and just a flex of power, which
it's a flex of power.
You just saw that you don't have the power anymore, so you're gonna go get it back from the small folk. Like,
he's the kid with a magnifying glass burning an anthill is what he's doing.
Oh yeah, good call. Yeah.
But the biggest thing, honestly, is to show you this is what's going to happen. This is a very small sample size of what dragons are going to do and how bad this is going to get. It takes one versus an entire village, and the dragon wins every time. So what's he going to do to an army, so on and so forth. But we move on, and you get Aegon in bed, and we called this, the minute that Aegon was proven to not be dead, what Larys is trying to do. And he goes in there, he goes, we got to leave because Rhaenyra's got 3 new riders for dragons. That is confirmed. Aemond fled because he was scared. And we need to get you into a safe place because Aemond's going to kill you. And I love the line from Aegon. It's like, oh, Rhaenyra got 3 dragon riders. And he's like, yeah. He's like, then what the fuck was the point? Why did we do any of this shit?
Yeah.
And that's so fucking funny because it's true. Once you have the power of dragons, you got 7 dragons, 6 under her command and 1 of her own. And that's not even including, oh God, and we get to talk about the fucking Sheepstealer disaster of this fucking episode, which is going to drive me crazy. We haven't met Cannibal yet, so we don't know where he's at or she's at.
I don't know if we're ever going to meet Cannibal. I don't think we're ever going to meet Cannibal.
Cannibal's got to come in. You cannot have a name like Cannibal Dragon and not bring Cannibal into the fold. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Not that the show makes sense right now, so maybe not. That would be a big misstep. Cannibal needs to come in, and Cannibal, honestly, send Cannibal to Team Green. That's what I think. I think that makes
you
more
got to balance it at the end of the day.
Yeah, because at this point, Aegon's right. What's the point? If you go in with 7 dragons, you win every time. Every time. But
that's a good point. No, it is just really funny because during this conversation, you just have Larys trying to build it out. Like, dude, we need to get you the fuck out of here. Aemond's going to come back. He's going to kill you. You're the only thing that stands between him and the throne, and he's pissed off. He's going to come right in here and murder you. So we need to get the hell out of here. And Aegon's like, did they tell you what happened to my dick?
Yeah.
They said it was like a sausage on a fire. I can't even use my dick anymore. I got no dick, man. I got no dick. And Larys is like, there's time for that later, but we need to get you over to Essos. What the fuck am I going to do over at Essos? What do you want me to do at Essos? Like, I'm the king. Can't I just go sit on my throne and just yell at people? No, Aemond's going to come in and kill you. Okay.
I don't have a dick anymore, man.
Can we get back to the dick of it all? Because I don't have a dick anymore, pal. All right, we're going to figure this all out. Then we'll come back after everybody's nice and tired and there's a couple of dead dragons, and they're going to accept you as the welcome back Aegon. Aegon the peacemaker. Did you hear what he said at the end of it? The rebuilder. But did you hear what Aegon said?
Aegon I didn't write it down. So no.
The realm's delight.
The realm's delight. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
So that was Rhaenyra when she was a teenager. She would go to all these different castles, and they all called her Rhaenyra, the realm's delight. That's what he wants. Important. So it's important because, yes, he never wanted to be king, and Alicent forced him to be king, and she changes all of that by the end of this episode. But he never wanted to be king. But he was jealous of Rhaenyra. He was jealous that Rhaenyra was his father's favorite, and you can see that in this. So I guess that's somewhat full circle. We'll go there.
I don't mind that. And that's what bothers me, honestly, about this episode overall. Had this been season 3, episode 1, or season 2, episode 6, and then they had one more big finale, this is a decent exposition episode. Like, you get a lot of pieces that you needed for this puzzle and for this storyline. So they didn't do a bad job of presenting the info and moving storylines along, but you cannot end a season on it. So it's this hard to balance out where it's like, I gained a lot from this episode as far as the storyline goes and like themes and motifs and all of that good stuff. But you just can't end it like that. But I got to stop doing that. We get it. I know you guys get it. But Larys lets him know, look, I sent all my money to an offshore bank account in Bravos, so we can go over there and live a pretty good life, and we'll come back, as you said, and have a new name, and everyone will rejoice because, yay, Aegon's back to save the day. It's not a bad plan, and it probably has some merit. I know what's going to happen after it's laid out in the end of the episode, and we're going to jump around a little bit because I want to get this point in now. When Alicent goes to Rhaenyra, or you know what? No, we'll wait.
Okay.
I'll wait. I will wait. But we move forward and we get Reina running around the hills.
What's Reina doing? What's Reina up to? She's running around the goddamn hills. She's getting
thirsty
dirty
as shit. She's super goddamn thirsty. We don't know why. We have no reason to know why she is so parched that she needs to dive headfirst into a babbling brook and quench her thirst.
I mean, we know that she's running looking for Sheepstealer.
Okay,
but
fucking who cares? Why am I watching 16 scenes of Reina running? Oh, flashback. It's like Lord of the Rings when it's like, oh, they're walking. They're still walking. They're still fucking walking. Get to Mount Doom and throw that bitch in the fucking lava. Why am I watching her walk around for Sheepstealer?
My original thought, at least for this episode of us talking, was to interrupt you every 15 minutes and say, and Reina's still running around. She's running around the Riverlands. She's somewhere out there. No, I'm not going to do that. The payoff, I feel like they thought that the payoff at the end of the episode was going to be this big thing. Dude, we're all so tired of her running around. Just get to it. Just let her claim the dragon or not. And you don't even show us if she claims the dragon. She could get burnt up the first episode of season 3 in 2 years. It's just, I don't get it. Like, give us the payoff or don't. Seeing a dragon, like, this is not, and this is, I know a lot of people are like, you guys want Game of Thrones. You want Game of Thrones. It is Game of Thrones. It's the same fucking universe. It's the same. They film it the exact same way. They have all the same conversations. So yes, it is still Game of Thrones. Having the payoff of a dragon, seeing a dragon, is not going to do anything for me. We know that there are dragons there. There's a lot of dragons. Seeing Tessarion at the end of the episode is cool as fuck. But seeing Sheepstealer, watching Rhaena run around for 4 episodes, finding out that there's a dragon isn't a payoff. You need to do the full payoff. You need to show her bond with the dragon or get burnt up. If she gets burnt up, I'm in on that. She runs 100%. All the way through this. She gets burnt the fuck to a crisp at the end of the episode. Well, that's awesome. Crazy. Didn't see that coming. Now we're talking about that. Her an encounter with a dragon does nothing for me. The show is the fucking House of Dragons, and there's 15 dragons out there. I don't care to see another one. I want to see if she bonds with it or gets burned up. That's all we wanted. So they fell flat on that one.
And that's the other thing is we knew eventually, there's no suspense to the matter. We know eventually she's going to find Sheepstealer somewhere. Yeah. It's not this big buildup like, oh, is she going to catch up to the dragon? We know she's going to catch up to the dragon. The only way that this redeems itself in any way, shape, or form, and it's not fully redeemable, if you get a semblance of it back, is if season 3 literally starts out with the first scene and it's Rhaena standing there and she gets fucking burnt to a crisp.
Yeah.
And then some random peasant walking by goes, oh God. And that's the person that bonds with Sheepstealer.
That would be cool. I would like that. Yeah.
Yes,
that would be funny and that would be cool. Because look, again, the best part about Game of Thrones, aside from season 8, is that there's no plot armor. There's no way to like go through all of this and you know that this person's going to live. Those are the best parts of Game of Thrones. You don't know what's going to happen again until season 8 because you just assume that everybody's going to live because they let everybody live. Why not? But no, now we need to see original Game of Thrones. We need to see that there's no plot armor. Let Rhaena die. Let Rhaena get blasted by this dragon and we see what happened to her. She's upset that she doesn't have a dragon. She failed before. Let her fail again. In the midst of all these bastards claiming dragons, let somebody who actually has true Targaryen blood die. And then we start to question things a little bit more. That would make more sense to me.
I agree with that 100%. But we get our first interaction of Jace with the rest of the bastards, and you get Ulf and Hugh Hammer in the same room. And the dichotomy of Ulf with Hugh is very funny to me because you've got Hugh who is, a little bit more royal adjacent where he knows how to handle himself, knows how to present himself. On the flip side, Ulf has been drinking for free in a tavern using the Targaryen name for the past decade or more.
Yeah.
So he's just in there with his feet kicked up on the fucking like war room table, hanging out, boozing, having a good time. I'm a fucking dragon rider, baby. Nobody can touch me. What's up, everybody? What, you're the fucking prince? You think I give a fuck about you being a prince, dude? I'm the same as you, buddy. We're both bastards. Give me a hug. Look at that hair. You got dark hair. I knew you had dark hair. Up top. No, What do you mean?
That's a good way to
me?
do the scene. That's a good way to do the scene. Now, I take away from all of the Ulf scenes. I don't trust Ulf because I feel like if somebody pays him, he's going to be like the first dragon mercenary, where he has a dragon and somebody's going to pay him a ton of money. Hey, why don't you go do this for me?
Actually,
okay, he has no allegiances. He's been claiming that he's a Targaryen. He didn't know it. Now he thinks that he is, and he feels like he can do whatever the hell he wants. So, yeah, I feel like somebody's going to be able to pay him off and be a mercenary.
I like that, but I think that, I don't know. I'm very curious about Ulf the Dragon Rider when he actually gets into battle, because he's not that kind of person. I don't think he's going to fare well in a fucking fight, especially seeing what a dragon can actually do. Like, he's got false confidence too, because he flew over King's Landing and taunted Vhagar and got away.
Yeah.
So he thinks that he's untouchable. And I think that he's in for a rude awakening. I would honestly love to see Ulf get torched and have somebody else step in on his dragon. I think that would be funny. I also actually really like the idea of having a dragon for hire. If he turns into a tougher dude and like figures out his shit a little bit, and he's that guy, I can fuck with that too. That would be really interesting if you have this just third party wandering about. You get like an Aegon of, well, I guess before that he was Strider.
Yep.
Before he was Aegon. If you get that, okay, cool. I'll fuck with that. Or Aragorn, my bad. You got to get my lore right. Sorry, all of you
your
J.R.
Lore
Tolkien fans. My Lore of the Rings. Don't want to upset anybody out there. But yeah, I like that. And, again, we're here talking about it, and there's a lot of good premises set up by this episode to get glossed over by the disappointment of it, but that would be a very interesting pivot from this. But Jace sets him in line a little bit, and you can tell that this is going to be a recurring thing, him trying to prove that he's better than, or that he is not the same as these other bastards, because technically speaking, the only difference is that Rhaenyra birthed you and kept you, versus the other guys, it's some random Targaryen dude banging chicks in brothels and having a bunch of bastard children.
Yeah, and look, I don't really understand. I get if Jace is worried that now all of a sudden bastards can just pop up and ride dragons, because that is worrisome. As I just said, you don't know what the hell Ulf is going to do. He could just turncoat. He could do this or that or whatever for money, because he's never done it before. He wasn't raised that way. But Jace is still the heir to the throne below his mother. You're going to be fucking king someday, buddy. Why don't you just take a beat? Like, teach him some respect, but don't get that pissed off about it. You don't have to go brooding about it. You don't have to go mewing at your fucking books later and have your wife come in and say, hey, what's going on here? I know you're upset. You don't have to be that upset about it. You can just say, hey, fuck off. I'm the prince. Do what I say.
So I think, for me at least, what I get from that and his response and reaction to it all is, because other bastards can ride dragons and might have the same blood as him, it calls into question his right to the throne in his own mind. I don't think that's in question in Rhaenyra's mind. I think in his own mind, he's now concerned, because he's like, oh shit, if any bastard can ride a dragon with Targaryen blood, am I actually that important? And he's having this self dilemma where it's like, what am I? Who are you? Who am I? I don't know. I got to work through this and figure out if I really am.
Yeah, I don't think that Jace is long for this world anyway.
Just because I feel like good character to kill.
Yeah, I think he's an easy character to kill too, just because we see what's happening. He gets passed over time and time and time again. He also has a little bit of false confidence, because he was able to fly to the Twins and convince the Freys to let the Northmen march down there. So what's he going to do again? Rhaenyra continues to leave him out. And we see a little bit later, she asks Addam to go riding with her, not Jace. Leave Jace there. He gets upset about that. So I think she's going to force his hand once again to go do something stupid. He's going to show up and go do something stupid and probably get killed.
I agree. I think that's an easy one. And that's, what I'm hoping though. And as you said, people would say, you guys just want Game of Thrones. Yeah, we fucking do. We've waited a long time for this. So we want that same kind of shock and awe where it's like, oh my God, I can't. If they killed Jace, that would be fun. Yeah. But somewhat predictable. I need an earth-shattering, shake everybody up death where it's like, oh my God, they killed Rhaenyra. Yeah. Who would have seen that coming? What the fuck are they going to do now? Is Damon going to step up? Like, that's the kind of death that we're looking for, that we used to get. And ever since season 8, we really haven't gotten that payoff. I mean, last year with Luke getting killed. That was a good one.
That was a good one. Yeah.
But we didn't have any of those this season. Not one, because we knew that Rhaenys flying into battle, we knew she was going to get whacked.
Yep.
Like, that was very obvious. So there really wasn't. So it's just a bummer. But we move on. We get Rhaenyra with Corlys, and they're talking about the new riders and Addam of Hull. And he's like, I had little to do with him, to my regret. Now Corlys is feeling a little bit sentimental because he's lost everybody else in his family. I do agree with Allyn of Hull later. I'm like, that's a good read, sir. Because, what? Now that you lost everybody, you want to take care of us? Like, go fuck yourself, buddy. And it's interesting that the younger brother is for it. The older brother, who was bearing the brunt of all of it's like, no, fuck you, buddy. I got to this point on my own. I don't need you now.
Yeah.
But Corlys being the hand of the queen makes a whole lot of sense. And it's showing the counterpart that Rhaenyra needs in that moment. That's not as emotional as, like, say, a Damon's going to be about it.
Yeah.
Where Corlys is like, look, it's time. It's time to strike. You've got dragons. You've got the upper hand. We need to get out there and do this damn thing. But he's also careful in saying, because she's like, look, we got a ton of dragons. She's still under the idea that because we got the dragons, we can stalemate this war and win without going to battle. We can Cold War it. They're going to call it off because they know they can't win. Right. He reminds her there's one more dragon in play here, at least. Cannibal's still out there somewhere. If he does join or not, we can't speculate on that. But there is at least one more Dreamfire under Helena's tutelage. And Helaena obviously doesn't ride. She doesn't want to ride, doesn't want to kill anybody. But that is still a dragon in their corner. So Corlys pointing out the obvious. Now, my question to you, and we're jumping the gun a little bit. No, I got to save that one too. Because I want to dive further into that. So let's just keep on trucking. I did like that he renamed the boat the Queen Who Never Was. A little homage there. That's very nice.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really stick around a whole lot. He was at the sea the entire time. He didn't stick around for his wife a whole lot. They loved each other, but he definitely neglected his wife. So now that she's dead, he's like, oh, I'm gonna pay some homage over here.
Yeah, now I'm gonna go. No, they were so lovely. Don't do that. Don't disparage their marriage. They understood they both were warriors. It was a warrior's life. They went their separate ways when they had to, but they were always rock solid down the stepstones. You don't do that, or Driftmark, whatever.
Just the stepstones were the problem. He was at the stepstones.
Yeah, stepstones were Driftmark. Yeah. I fixed it. All right, I fixed it. The fact that I've remembered as much as I have this season is impressive. You got to give me something there because I don't remember shit. But
somebody actually tagged us in Twitter with it was a picture and it was a diagram of all the dragons.
I know. I appreciated that.
This could help Shooter. You're wrong.
People still think that you're me and I'm you. Yeah, like on that. Yeah, a lot of people get us confused still to this day, which is funny. But
you gotta watch the YouTube.
Yeah, watch the YouTube, man. If you're watching it, what's up?
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah.
You.
Anyway.
Hey, you. Welcome back.
You. Yeah, I'm talking to you. If you think I'm talking to you, you're like, oh, me? Yeah, you. I'm talking to you right now. I'm talking to you. Anyway, Corlys reminds Rhaenyra, hey, by the way, there's another player that we need to check in with. Flash over to Harrenhal, our favorite place to go, the most lively place in all of Westeros. A lot of shit's happening here. Let's get back to motherfucking Harrenhal. I don't even like saying it anymore, but we get to Harrenhal and we get to at least see that the army's there. Thank God. And Alfred Broom, that sniveling little worm, shows up.
Yep.
This dickhead. I've never liked Alfred Broom. We just learned his name like last week.
Yep.
And I wish I forgot it because this guy's a goddamn snake. And he takes him out to the God's Wood, and they're having a little discussion about things like, hey man, look, I love Rhaenyra. We all love Rhaenyra. She's great. She's good. She's fun. She's silly. She's a good time. Like, yeah, but she's not a man. And we need you because you got a dick. And we need a dick to win this war, man. So we need a king. Time for you to step up, Damon. Luckily, Sir Simon Strong is within earshot.
Sneaking around, yeah. I don't know if he's within earshot, but he smells a little treachery. He definitely.
Oh, he just sees the treachery.
Yeah, he just sees a little treachery. He's like, I don't like how this is going. I need to get somebody else involved because I do not feel comfortable.
Yeah, but as soon as I saw Damon walk away and smirk, I was like, oh, I know where this is going. I was like, Damon.
I thought he was going to kill him.
I did too. I really did. And I would have loved that. Again,
right then and there. Yeah.
Yeah. Just fucking stick them. Smell you, Alfred. Yep. And even later, when Rhaenyra comes back
He's
to
gonna get it.
Harrenhal.
He'll
He's
get it.
gonna get it. But will he?
In
Will
2 years.
he?
In 2 years, yeah, he'll get
Maybe.
it.
I don't know, dude. I'm losing faith in the deaths in this show. We had a death pool. Fucking one person died.
Yeah.
That's the worst death. Whoever had that just won a ton of money because those odds were bad.
Yeah.
One major death of this season. That's all we got. But
Yep.
we flash back to King's Landing, and Aemond is discussing, the King's Landing and what's going on there. And hey, we need to inspect all the boats, and the fish are going to be held up. And these people have been eating fish stew for a year now, and they're going to be even more upset when they don't even have their fish stew. He's like, we all must make sacrifices. It's like, you're losing the people. You've lost the people, honestly. They're all on Team Rhaenyra now. And we jump over to Helaena and Allison. And I love this line. This was funny. Why do people hate us?
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's just completely out of touch. You can tell that like Helaena has drifted so far from the real world. She's just not comfortable with it anymore. Every time that she leaves that castle, somebody tries to kill her.
Yeah, that's
something traumatic happens. So yeah, you need to go hide in here. And again, I love that Alicent's like, maybe we could just run away. Just you and I. We could run away. We could go live off the land. I'll just bring a couple protectors, but we can go live off the land. Every time you try to take this poor girl outside of the castle, something bad happens to her. How about you just let her sit there? Let her hang out.
Because then Aemon's going to go throw on the back of a goddamn dragon. She's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
But I don't even blame Aemond in this situation. Alicent started all of this. Like, yes, obviously Aemond is fucking insane and he wants to go burn down a city because he feels like he's lesser than after seeing what Rhaenyra has. Sure, I get that. That's Aemond. But when Aemond comes in and says, we need you, this is for the good of the realm, Alicent started all of that. That's how she raised her children. You threw Aegon, a drunk, on the throne because we need you, your family needs you, and the realm needs you. Why do you think that they all think this? Of course Aemon's going to come in and grab his sister and say, I need another dragon. It's tough shit. You better go hop on that dragon. We're going to go burn some cities down. We're going to go right to Harrenhal and we're going to go confront Damon and try to take out his fucking army. Yes, all of that makes sense. I don't even blame Aemond in this situation. Alicent trying to parent right now, it makes no sense.
Too little, too late. Your kids are gone. They're done. Helena's in another fucking dimension. Aemon's burning down cities willy-nilly, and Aegon is burnt to a crisp, and his dick doesn't work anymore, if you didn't know.
Is anybody
he pees on his leg?
Has anybody
on his leg every time? No.
God. Nobody
no
cares
one's asked about his dick. Larys didn't even ask him after he keeps, look, he's fishing. He's bringing it up multiple times, Larys, because he wants you to say, oh man, how's your dick? And then he's going to say, not good, Larys, but thanks for checking.
Did I tell you about my club foot? Because I can't really walk that fast and I definitely can't run. I'm sorry that your dick burnt off.
I would love if next season there's a funny reprieve moment where it's those two just trauma dumping while they're hammered.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you think your dick's bad?
There's
Look at
no
this.
way
He pulls his foot out.
Larys definitely doesn't drink.
I don't know. I could see Larys doing some sad drinking behind the scenes.
It weakens the mind.
It does weaken the mind, but maybe you'll get them both. Maybe they'll get like a whatever Westeros's equivalent of an opium den is, and then they just start trauma dumping on each other of who's got it worse.
It's 1,000% in.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Without a doubt. Somewhere over there in the Free Cities is just some massive opium den where they can go hammer out some shit together. That would be a fun. I would like that. Welcome that.
Yeah.
But it ends with Alicent going to the Grand Maester and saying, I need passage. I got to get somewhere. I got to go talk to some. I got to go take care of some things. GM, I got to get out of here.
Originally, I thought that was her trying to secure passage for herself / Helaena.
I did too, to get out of Dodge.
Let me just get out of Dodge. I need to save my daughter. That's all I really care about. And it wasn't, which we'll get to in a bit.
Yeah, we will. But the next scene is...
I just love that Maester Orwell's just like, fuck. All right. Yeah. Like, you guys are just using me for all these weird things. I've got Larys over here telling me to push the king so that he gets back on his feet quicker. And he's going to steal them from me. I've got you're trying to get out of Dodge. How many more secrets can I hold on to? I don't know what
I'm making you plan tea every other week because you keep banging Kingsguardmen. They go, I went to Maester school for 40 years for this. And this is what I'm doing? For shame. But you get Kristen Cole and Gwaine. And I liked this scene a lot. I really did.
Yeah.
And they're discussing, he comes up to... And Gwaine comes up to Criston Cole with his sword out and pretty much saying, why should I not kill you right now? You're banging my sister. You're just some guy that is not worthy of the oath that you took to even care about your oath. And that's the thing. And that's what's been this internal struggle with Criston Cole for the entire season is, yeah, he does care. He cares about his oath. He cares in keeping the oath. But at the same time, he cannot resist that sweet, sweet ass. So he keeps going back more and more and fucking himself over, but at the same time having this battle with himself of, I don't want to be this guy, but I am this guy. But at this point in his life, after seeing what happened at Rook's Rest, he's at the point now where he's like, yeah, I care about the oath. Yeah, I can't stop banging chicks. But at the same time, Gwaine, none of this fucking matters, bro.
Yeah.
None of it matters. We're all doomed. Everyone's going to get burnt to a crisp. We're marching on right now to our annihilation. Have you seen what dragons do to people, bud? We're irrelevant in this whole thing. We're a speck of dust, bro, in this massive universe. We have no implications whatsoever. So I'm going to sit here and clean my sword with your sister's hanky while you watch me because we're fucked anyway. You can kill me now. I don't give a shit. Honestly, bro, I'm kind of looking forward to it because this is exhausting. To the point where Gwaine gets depressed and sits down next to him and goes like, fuck.
I just love that, like, it starts off with Gwaine's sword and he's saying it loud enough so that everybody can hear it. I'm going to shame him. I'm going to take command of this entire fucking battalion. I don't care anymore. I'm going to go after him. And Cole's just like, sit down, man. We're all going to die. Who cares? What, an oath? An oath to not have sex? Do you see what happens out there? I don't give a shit. Fuck you. Sit down next to me. You're going to die. I'm going to die. Probably in terrible, terrible deaths. And I welcome it at this point. It was the most relatable that Criston Cole has ever been. I know that we've said, oh man, we're marked safe from another fucking scene with Criston Cole. This one I loved. I loved it. It was the most realistic thing ever. Nothing matters. Who cares? What? I can't get laid because I need to go protect people. I'm going to fucking die, man. You know, it's like Aegon's over there. His dick doesn't even work anymore. It's gone. It burned up like a sausage. He's pissing down his leg. And what? I'm supposed to be over here not getting ass? I don't care if it's your sister. Who gives a shit? She came on to me. She booty called me every fucking night.
To me. By the way, she was my saving grace, buddy. She saved my life. So yeah, I tapped that ass and we're dead next week anyway, bro. Sit down and have a beer. Like, fuck it. Fuck it all.
Yeah, it was so relatable.
It was great. It was a great scene. It was probably my favorite scene in this episode. When I saw Gwaine sit down as just a defeated man, I was like, that's fucking funny. Because he just 100% transmitted his depression to Gwaine. Where Gwaine's like, wow, this was a fool's errand, huh? I'll sit next to you. Yeah. What can we smoke? Did anyone bring opium from Essos? Because I'm depressed.
Anybody want to wrestle in some mud right now? I need some cheer in my life.
Who cares? Let's talk about Aegon's dick. That's kind of funny. But we move on to we get Tyland and Lohar, and they're having their mud fight. Speaking of, and Lohar's whipping that ass. He's got no chance. I honestly think that she let him get a few good shots in there at the end. Just be like, all right, dude, you held your own. Come on up. Come over for dinner tonight because we're gonna eat people. What? That's right.
That's right.
We're gonna eat some people.
We're gonna eat some people later. You come on over here. Bring that sweet ass over here. I want you to have sex with all my wives, and we're gonna eat some people. That's exactly what we do over here. I'm just kidding. About the eating people.
About the eating. Ha ha.
Hey.
Don't leave me hanging.
Up top.
All right, cool. Oh, I wasn't talking to you. That was Lohar leaving you hanging. But you can. I'll give you an air 5. Come on.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Good job.
But we get Jace and Bela, and this is the scene where Jace is pouting, and she comes in. She goes, "You don't get to pout. You're the prince. Like, you can't be pouting in here. By the way, dumbass, all you need to do is rise to the occasion. You are the king in waiting. You are the heir to the throne, to the Iron Throne, and you're sitting down here sulking, reading a book like an asshole when you just need to step up a little bit, dude. Show her why you're important because she already thinks you are. You're just spinning this narrative in your head that you're lesser than at this point. So get back up on that horse or dragon. Go sit next to your mom at the fucking council table and bang some skulls together. Point at people. Tell them what's up. Take command of the room. Be a fucking dragon rider, heir to the throne. Do something. Stop being a little bitch about it. God damn it. So I'm glad she had that pep talk with him. and lights a fire under his ass because it's been a long time coming. I'm sick of watching you sulk and get butthurt because there's other bastards out there. It's Targaryens, dude. There's a million of you out there. All of the men in your bloodline are fucking savages that go and bang anything that walks. So yeah, there's a lot of yous, but you are the heir. So go show them why you're important instead of being. But don't let Ulf punk you, of all people.
Yeah,
Ulf's an idiot. Let's go. I'm sick of it.
It's basically what I said earlier. Like that's how Baela comes about it. And we have to have these scenes where Jace is pouting, he's upset, his mommy doesn't love him anymore. She's not letting him go to war. Now we've got idiots here. I'm gonna be sad and act like I'm reading. Baela's gonna come in here, make me feel better. Poor Baela has to go in there every fucking time.
She has to deal with a lot.
Every time that he's sad. He's just deeply sad about people not giving him his due. All right, dude, like go do something. Like enough of this. Yeah. Stop crying. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe actually, again, like I said earlier, I do think he's going to die pretty quickly. Maybe don't do something. Maybe just hang out. Hang by your mom where it's safe. I know you want to go battle. Go be the politician. Go be the guy that reads books all the time. Go be the guy that gets out there and talks to the people that already support you.
Negotiate some deals.
Yeah, like be smart. You don't have to be a dragon. You can ride your dragon there. Ride your dragon to a meeting. How about that, buddy?
Scare tactic.
You don't have to. You've got these idiots. Now they're cannon fodder. You have Ulf. Go send Ulf to go burn some shit and potentially die. And then you get to sit here and be the politician. That seems like a pretty good life to me. I'd sign up for that.
Not bad. And by the way, your wife is way tougher than you anyway. So send her to do a mission because she's going to fuck shit up and get out of it unscathed and come on home. She's got this in the bag. He needs to realize his place. And that's what this whole show has highlighted throughout the entire season, especially with the dudes on the show, is this inherent need to prove yourself constantly. And it's the familial thing. I got to prove myself to my mom. I got to prove myself to the other bastards. I got to prove myself to whomever's in the realm that I'm that guy. Everyone has to do it. And they're all going through this same exact storyline, this character arc to get there.
Yep.
And it's honestly getting a little tired. Like, I get it. I know what we're setting up. They're all going through the same battle, this internal struggle of, am I that guy? Can I prove to everybody else that I am? We got it. Now go fucking do it or die. One of the two. But I don't need to keep watching you work through these things, this personal stress that you're under because nobody likes you anymore. Get out there and do either go die trying to be that guy or go be the politician next to your mom and show her why you are an important piece of this puzzle. Exactly. Don't play the hurt puppy dog anymore. I'm over it. Your wife should not have to keep bailing you out every time because we need her focused on fighting because she's a badass. So you go take care of your shit and let her take care of her shit. But quit pouting.
Quit pouting.
Knock it off. Back to Tyland and Lohar, and they are cucking Tyland once again. He's singing a song, and it was even funnier because I don't know if you watched the after show, but the actor that plays Tyland was like, "Oh yeah, the mud fight, no problem." He goes, "Fuck singing." Like I was uncomfortable. Like it was funny that the actual actor was like, "I didn't want to sing at all, and I had to sing." Played great, and like I thought I really like Tyland. He plays that character. Whoever that actor is does a great job with that character. And I will say that across the board on this show, regardless of your thoughts and feelings on how this season went, the actors are phenomenal.
Yeah, they're all great. I don't know if because with Eric and Arik, they were actually twin actors. I don't know if it's the same for Jason and Tyland.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it might be the
I'm
same
not sure.
actor. Just because they don't have as much screen time and they're not really together ever. So maybe not. But either way, lovely. And I love that he has to get up there and sing. I'm happy that he wasn't singing Reigns of Castamere because that would have been wrong, by the way, because Reigns of Castamere doesn't happen for another 100 years. So I'm really happy that didn't happen. That would have pissed me off. But
just same.
Yeah, very. But yeah, no, very funny. And I just love that he sits down and now he's getting his praise. He's still being called Tyrod and Tyron or whatever. Timon. Yeah, Timon was a good one. Still getting cucked, still having a good time. He just wants to get the fuck out of there. He does not trust anyone. And look, that's the smart move. Somebody's going to end up dying. It's almost like what they say in Game of Thrones where like, it's not a good Dothraki wedding unless somebody dies. You have to be having that in the back of your head. Like something bad's going to happen here. I need to get the fuck out of Dodge. I've already got my deal secured. I need to go away. Oh, wait. You want me to have sex with your wives? All right.
How many?
How many?
How many wives?
Yeah.
Where are they at?
Right,
Let me just.
what do they
I'll
look like?
listen.
I'm in. Put me
I'll
in there.
hear you out on this one, but my
Yeah.
favorite part of this scene is when Lohar agrees to sail. She stands up and she says, "Tomorrow to the gullet, and we're gonna show the sea snake, and there will be no sea snake." Blah blah blah, all that stuff. And then Tyler Stebbs goes to friendship. Sit down.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
He's just
But I
happy.
will go bang your wives. And she's like, "You're a handsome man, a real handsome. I would like to have kids with you." And he's like, "Whoa!" And she's like, "Come bang my wives real quick.
Oh,
Come
my
on,
wives.
you silly bastard." But I'm curious, genuinely curious, because of obviously we know this timeline leads to Game of Thrones, and obviously the Lannisters play a large part. Does that laying with her wives, is that going to be a big piece of the future of this show? Are we going to see that come back? And will that even be a carryover all the way down the line? Because
I
the
don't think so.
Lannister, no, you don't.
No, yeah, I don't see it happening at all now.
Just the thought.
Just
throwing it
because
out there.
Jason, his brother Jason, is the head of Casterly Rock. He's the Lord, so his kids would be the future. But
Okay.
I think
Well, and I
Tyler
guess
gets to go do whatever he wants.
the other part is Lannisters only have sex with each other, really. So, that's been a problem.
That's just Jamie and Cersei.
No, I just assume that's all of them.
No,
it's
just Jamie and Cersei.
those Lannisters. You can't spell incest without
Okay.
Lannister.
Yep, that works.
Close enough.
Yep.
You gotta spell a little different, but yeah. Anywho, we move on, and Rhaenyra is with the Dragon Riders. It's the first meeting of all the new Dragon Riders. We got 3 bastards. Sorry, 2 bastards. Well, no, 3 bastards, because Jace is there. So you got 3 bastards, you got Baela, you got Rhaenyra at the head of the table. And they're just chatting through some things. And Ulf is a sloppy mess, and he's acting like he's won the lottery. And he's like, "I need more bird."
Wait, did you see the clip from behind the scenes for that?
No.
So he had to keep eating quail, and he ate 30 quail during that scene while they had to go through it and do it every single time. And he's like, I haven't eaten anything today. I'm eating for free tonight. Very Ulf, by the way. And he sat there and ate quail the entire time and asked for more. So each time that they did a retake, he had to get more quail. He said that it was probably somewhere around 30.
Quail is delicious and
Quail
small.
is fantastic, yes.
So, 30 is still a lot.
I'm getting
not
hungry.
knocking them.
I'm getting hungry.
Starving. I want some quail now, too. But Rhaenyra sets it up and says, "Hey, serve me well." And she's trying to nip it in the bud. You can tell what she's doing. She sees Ulf being an idiot. She's like, "Serve me well, and I'll make you all knights. You want to be a knight, right? Stop being an asshole at the dinner table. I'm the queen, buddy. Get it together. I know you just got a dragon. You're excited, but if you want to be a knight, you gotta fall in line." But she also realizes that she does need to strike first. She takes Corlys's advice into consideration, says, "Look, we're in a good position now. We leave in 2 days, and we're going to go to Lannisport and Oldstown. And those are the 2 mainstays for the Team Green, and we need to go take those out." The first thing that people ask, "Wait, we're going to kill innocent people?" It's like, yes, we're about to go fuck up everybody just to prove a point and end this thing immediately. It's not going to be pretty. A lot of innocents are going to die, but this will prevent the entire world from burning. If we take out these 2 spots immediately, war's over, we win. Yay. And I love that in this moment, finally, Jace steps up and goes, "It's hard, but cannot be helped." Supporting mom, taking a stance at the table, showing that you're more important than everybody else would have been great. If he didn't get all butthurt about Jace not getting invited to go fly off with Rhaenyra, which any logical person would have understood by when Rhaenyra gets up to leave, because she gets that raven that says, "Hey, there's some treachery in Harrenhal. Get over here. Love, Sir Simon Strong." Winky face. She goes to Addam of Hull and says, "Hey, Addam, fly with me. Let's get out of here."
Yeah.
Jace does not understand why.
He's an idiot. He just doesn't get it. He feels like he's being told to sit down because he's just a boy. And she's
No, you're the heir.
You're the heir. This is now, when I leave, you take control of Dragonstone. That's how this works. We can't both go. Who's going to hold it over? Baela? You just watched how the council just ripped all the women apart, including myself. So yeah, you stay here and hold it over. That's how it works. But he's too butthurt to even get out of his own way. It's so annoying. But yeah, obviously. And I like that Addam gets selected because he has pledged fealty immediately. The other 2, we don't really know where that's going to end up. I think it's kind of funny that, yeah, you expect them to be subservient to you because you gave them dragons, but they're only there because King's Landing was shit. And
Hugh Hammer's got some honor.
he has some honor, but he's not he hasn't pledged fealty to her. It's not like he was in King's Landing saying she's the true king. Ulf did, but he was only doing that so he could get more free beer. So yeah, neither of these guys are really trustworthy yet. They don't even know. Addam has maybe had another week on the dragon, and the dragon chose him immediately over the other way around. So yeah, I'm going to trust Addam over the other two right now.
I agree. And I love that Ulf, of all people, is like, I'll take Vhagar. Silver Wings are real to do or whatever.
Go ahead. Go try.
Please do. Good luck, sir. I don't think it's going to end well for you. One, Aemond is a much more experienced fighter. Two, Vhagar is the size of a fucking blimp. That dragon's going to fuck you up, pal. You know Silver Wing cannot hang. One-on-one, you lose. So, you know what? Go. Do that. Be tough.
Try it out.
Maybe that'll happen. He's going to be like, I got this, and just go rogue and get eaten by Vhagar. That'd be fun.
That'd be great.
But we get back to Harrenhal, and Damon's asleep, and he wakes up, and Alice is there. Was Alice crying?
I don't think so.
I thought she was crying when she's on the bed, and that was confusing to me. I didn't know why, but she said, hey, I'm going to the Godswood. Follow me, pal. Time to figure out what all of this debacle has been. This 5-episode long vision quest in Harrenhal. You're ready, finally. And we don't get to find out what that deer antlered man animal thing was. What the fuck was that? Just wanders off in the distance.
I can tell you that it's definitely not. A lot of people are saying that it's an omen for the Baratheons, but it's not. I know what it is. It's not. It doesn't really ruin anything. But I'm not. I don't want to share it on the podcast.
People get mad when we predict things correctly, and they say we spoiled it. It's like,
oh,
no,
I know.
We're just guessing.
Yeah, no, I know what it is because I now know how to like navigate things, so I don't get spoiled. But it's just he could have been seeing something, but for lack of a better term and spoiling things, they're just the people that are entrusted to keep an eye out for the God's Eye and the Weirwood trees. So they're the protectors. They're just protectors.
Fine, whatever. But she says the omens are here for those who seek them. And if you wish to learn what's given to you, you're ready. And he touches the Godwood tree or the Burwood, whatever the fuck. Yeah. And the blood, I still don't understand what comes out of that tree all the time, but I guess it's sap. Blood or sap or bloody sap. And he has this vision. And you do get a call back to the Three-Eyed Raven, which I thought was, you think it's Alice or she has lineage to it? Because I think it's Helaena.
No, it's not Helaena. So that is confirmed. That's the Three-Eyed Raven that we know from Game of Thrones.
Yes, I know.
It's Brynden Rivers, who is he's a Targaryen bastard, sort of.
Who isn't?
Yeah, exactly. He's a Targaryen bastard that becomes the Three-Eyed Raven. So it's the actual Three-Eyed Raven that we know.
Okay, great.
But it's it is a Targaryen because it's part of Daemon's lineage. That's why he's seeing these things. It's all the things that come after you. A lot of people are like, oh, this is confirmation that Daenerys is the prince that was promised. It's like, no, it's not. They're just showing Daemon all of the things that are going to happen, starting with him.
Yes. And it's the biggest part of this. And like you just said, you get to see the White Walkers. You get to see his death. Apparently, that's him falling in the battlefield and then falling underwater.
Yeah.
And it's just what happens from here on out. This is the future timeline of Westeros and the part that you play. And that was the biggest thing to take away from this entire thing. This whole entire ayahuasca trip over the past 5 episodes have been to get him to the point of you are a piece of this puzzle. This is a much bigger thing that does not end with your death or the death of anyone in this generation. This is the entire fate of Westeros. And this is the part that you must play for your bloodline to somehow find their way through this. You don't, but you do.
He just gets to see a teaser trailer for Game of Thrones seasons 1 through 5.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
That's what you get. But it also ends with Rhaenyra on the throne, which is important because it's not you on the throne. This is not a forthcoming, oh, Damon, this is only going to happen if you get to the throne. It's, hey, bud, Rhaenyra has to get on the throne for this to happen. This is all going to play out. No matter what you do, you have to just play your part. You know what that is, which, you know, I have feelings about that too. But
yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. But at the same time, like, it is this, if you perform your role in this whole thing correctly, this is what's at the end of it. Targaryens do continue on. If you don't play this role, there's no telling what's going to happen. The White Walkers are coming. That's the whole point. Like you said, this is a teaser for it's a setup for Game of Thrones, but it ends with Helaena talking directly to him. And that's really important because we've seen her have weird half visions, dreams, not really knowing what to make of it. You were correct because you called the whole season. She's having visions. She sees the future. She knows what's coming. And we get confirmation of that the whole time she's been having these weird visions. She has been actually seeing the future. She does know what's happening. She does know how everything's going on. And it flashes immediately over to Aemond and Helaena. And this is his brotherly way of trying to be like, hey, look, I know you don't want to, but we kind of need you out there. So why don't you, muster up the courage and jump on Dreamfire and head out to battle with me. Come to Harrenhal. Come to Harrenhal. We'll take care of Aemond. But what I got from this scene and the one previous, we've been talking about people jumping across the line. Traitors or changing teams. That sets the stage for her changing teams and going to Aemond's side because she also seemingly knows what this whole Song of Fire and Ice is and how it plays out, and whatever Damon has just seen in the Weirwood, she has just seen the same thing. So she knows how important the Targaryens are and how important Damon is. So I could definitely see her being like, okay, I will get on Dreamfire, but I'm going over to Team Black.
Yeah, she's essentially showing herself as whatever the current. I don't understand dragon dreaming. I don't know what it means. I didn't know that they could talk to each other. I didn't know that she could invade. I didn't know that it was connected to the God's Eye and the Weirwood trees and the gods of old or anything like that. So the fact that she was able to just speak to Damon is wild. That's pretty cool. I liked that. And I liked that she was able to just completely disassemble Aemond right in front of her.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing matters. You can kill me all you want. Nothing matters. You can do whatever the hell you want. You're going to die. I don't like that she says you're going to get swallowed up by the God's Eye because the God's Eye is a place. And I don't like that we now know that whenever the fuck Aemond goes to the God's Eye, we're going to be like, oh, is he going to die? Because Helaena said that. So I don't like that they're essentially just telling us, hey, Aemond, you're going to die and you're never seen again. This is what's going to happen. That's just too much information.
Too much of a spoiler.
Just tell us.
They'll do something to throw you off.
Maybe. I don't know. It's the way that this show's been going. It's kind of pissing me off. So I like that she's able to just completely gag him and just be like, dude, fuck off. Nothing you do. It's sort of like what Kristen Cole just did to Gwaine.
Yeah.
Nothing matters. You can do whatever the hell you want. We know what you are. You're going to try to do this and that and whatever. I don't need to do anything. You can kill me right now. Nothing's going to matter. Nothing's going to change. It's already set in stone. You're fucked. Have fun. See you later. I'm going to walk away.
Yeah, bye, Felicia. But Rhaenyra flies to Harrenhal, and Sir Simon Strong greets her, and she sees the army, and you see that the army is visibly confused. They're looking at the queen in waiting, and they're like, well, that's the queen, but we swore fealty to Damon, who's on the other side of the room. So we're going to stand here awkwardly, kind of looking back and forth until something happens. Then Damon arrives, and he walks up to her and says, they're all sworn to me. And he says, well, she says, who are you sworn to? Then you get some old Valyrian speech.
Love the High Valyrian. Yeah.
High Valyrian. Sorry, you get some High Valyrian back and forth. And you can tell already, like, his sentiment seems to have changed. He's not aggressive. He's telling her, hey, I've seen it. You were talking about the Song of Fire and Ice. I've seen the shit. It's not good. We need to come together to figure this out for the better of the entire world.
Yeah.
This isn't about me anymore. He gets down on his knee. He does say winter is coming.
Ugh.
And he says, I know. I knew that would piss you off. I knew that would piss you off when they call it out. It's so on the nose, so obvious.
Enough. Just it's a different story. Just don't stop telling us about shit that didn't happen. It's annoying.
Well, too late. They already did. And he said, we only have a leader who can, there's only one leader that can unite us. And my brother chose you. He bends the knee, like full blown knee bend. I am yours to command. So is this army. Let's go, Team Black. We got this shit. We're ready to roll in 2 years.
Yep.
Don't get too excited.
And also Alfred Broom just kind of like sneaking off and getting into the
kill
crowd.
him right there.
Kill him right here. By the way, I've got a traitor. This guy was on your small council. I'm going to drag him over here by his neck, and we're going to chop his head off right in front of you. Do you want to do it? Would you like to feed him to Cyrax? That would have been cool. Instead, he just kind of skulks away and just sneaks away. And
No, he's dead.
Happen.
Episode 1.
He's gonna die. I'm
dead
sure he's gonna
1.
die. It's just like fucking do it right now.
Yeah, I wish they had to, but we move on. We get the scene with Corlys and Allyn. And this was a different scene than you got with Addam last week, where Corlys had that moment with him, which can be taken multiple ways. I saw it as a father-son moment. You didn't. But in this scene, Corlys is trying to reach him as a son, or at least as a family member, and have that kind of rapport with him. And he's saying, hey, man, we need to be on good terms. You're my first mate. You're very curt. You're very silent. It's tough to lead people that way. And Allyn is very much like, oh, sorry, he's very professional. Like, I'll work on it, sir. I'll do my best, sir.
I'll do my best.
And he finally breaks down after he says, I'm trying to help you, man. Like, I'm trying to help you out here. And he goes, now you're trying to help me after all these years, after your entire bloodline died. Now you want to call and say, hey, I'm your dad. What's up, buddy? Like, great. No.
This was absolutely great. Just a full-on beatdown of Corlys, who couldn't say a word. He just left him alone. He even got to the point where he's like, your heir died, and then your other daughter died, and then the new heir that you appointed died. So I'm not any of those things. Leave me the fuck alone. You don't want anything to do with me back then. You don't want anything to do with me now. Leave me the fuck alone. And Corlys couldn't do a thing. I love it when, especially a bastard, just talking to a fucking high lord, like the richest man in fucking Westeros, just ripping him apart. Think you're just gonna cry right now? Oh, what are you gonna cry?
You're gonna big cry, baby.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't have to sell fish in the cold. I had to lead my own life. You had to go over there and eat your sweetmeats. That sucks.
Yeah, you ate sweetmeats while I was freezing.
Yeah, your son dead? Sorry, bud.
Yeah, fuck you, Dad.
Yeah, that would have been great. If he just ended it with at the end of it, just a fuck you, Dad would have been great.
You're right. I hate my father. And he walks away.
Yeah.
But we get to Mysaria and Rhaenyra, and just a quick touch on these two, where she's battling with the fact that it is now officially wartime, and I'm going to kill innocent people very soon. And it's not really a necessary scene, honestly, and it's just more Mysaria saying, you are worthy. You are the queen because you want to bring peace. And she's like, but at what cost? It's like the pre-war preamble where it's like, we're sacrificing so much we're sacrificing a few for the good of the many, that kind of whole deal. But before anything can happen, Alicent finds her way into Dragonstone, and you get this final scene between these two. I didn't love this scene, honestly. I was kind of confused by it. She comes in with her tail between her legs. She's a changed person. I lost my way. I was mistaken. I resented you, so I wanted to get back at you. And when I walked outside of this city, whew, what a weight was lifted. Yeah, because you set into motion a war that's going to burn down the world because you thought you heard Viserys say one thing and he actually said something totally different, and you got power hungry and wanted your son on the throne, who was not fit for duty, by the way. Aemond would have been a better choice, and he's a fucking psycho too. You didn't have a good option. You forced this. And look at what's happening now. And now you want to fucking be all zen, peace, whatever, and stroll out into the forest and hang out? Fuck you, man. Seriously.
Yeah, I didn't really like this at all. I think it's just fanfare. I think it's just, let's get Allison and Rhaenyra back together once again. We already had that. Like, we already went through this.
I know.
They had the Sept of Baelor. They had their whole fucking back and forth. That was enough. The fact that she's able to get back to Dragonstone without anybody noticing, but she's got one protector. She just realizes now she can just leave King's Landing whenever she wants. Okay, go ahead and do that. You go to Rhaenyra to just try to concoct some plan. Aemon's going to be leaving soon, so I'm going to be able to instruct Helaena to just let everybody through. Like, that's what we're doing here. That's how we're doing this. I just don't get it. And it's not like Rhaenyra is going to. She shouldn't assume that Alicent's going to actually go through with any of that. This whole scene was really just, look, I love the actors. I think they did a great job. They really portray their characters really well. But doing this scene is so stupid. It's just so dumb. Like, you could have done.
I know
so many
why
other
they
things.
were doing it. Like, I get it. It's trying to give her one last chance to redeem herself for causing all this shit. Like, hey, here's a way to avoid war, get you back on the throne. We can just end this. We can squash this beef. And Rhaenyra's like, no, dude, you know I have to kill your kid. Like, the only way this works is if I kill Aegon. And this is what I was talking about earlier. It's so obvious, and that's what I've gotten frustrated with this season overall, is it's no longer question marks because they have not had any, as you said, there is plot armor in this show, whereas Game of Thrones did not have that. So now we can predict fairly easily, and we've done a pretty decent job this whole season calling things out. Game of Thrones, we wouldn't have been right nearly as much because there would have been a huge curveball. We're like, holy shit, they killed him or they killed her. I can't believe that. But because it's been so predictable, it's like, all right, well, she's gonna go, she's gonna say yes. So the rest of this scene is completely irrelevant. After she presents that idea, I'm like, all right, she's gonna say yes to this. She's gonna go. Aegon's gone already because he went with Larys, and she's gonna think that Alicent double-crossed her, and she's gonna burn the world down. That's what's gonna happen, and that's what you're setting up, and that's not fun. It's not exciting. It's not a question mark. It's not a cliffhanger. We know what's going to progress after this, and it's confirmed when you see Aegon in that passenger cart with Larys at the end of the episode. And after this, before we get to the montage at the end, the funniest shit is Alicent says, "Come with me." It's like, what are you joking?
Out of nowhere.
What do you mean?
You're talking about your plan to put her back on the throne, which you already did one of those plans, and look how it turned out. Now you have another plan to try to right your wrongs. And in the middle of it, you're just going to be like, why don't you just come with me? I love you. And they're both going to cry softly. Like, no. If anything from this scene, I didn't like the scene at all. You could have changed it a little bit if Rhaenyra fucking killed her.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Rhaenyra just whip out a dagger and you be like, you know what? No, you're not allowed to leave dead. This is going to make
they don't have that this season.
All the things. I know. It just fucking pisses me off. So yeah, you're going to let her just walk out unscathed and just trust her. In 3 days, Aemond's going to go to Harrenhal. And now you know all of these things. And what we're going to get is, by the way, probably what we got in season 8. All of a sudden, the Raven's going to be able to get to Harrenhal faster than Aemond is able to take Vhagar. And the Raven's going to tell Damon, hey, why don't you hop on Caraxes and meet me at King's Landing, and we'll go take down this shit together. Maybe somebody's there to protect them, and then we get some sort of fucking fight. Maybe it's Helaena on Dreamfire. I doubt it. I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. It just set up a bunch of shit that like is probably gonna end up annoying me. So that's kind of where I am right now. And
which is fair. It's fair.
And I'm with you. The montage at the end is, again, the one thing that Game of Thrones always did, even when the fucking show sucked. The music is beautiful. The music's incredible. I love that they were able to show each house, and every time they went from house to house to house, you get the Stark theme, you get the Lannister theme, you get the I didn't know that Old Town had a theme, but you get that, and of course you do get at least Targaryen, who looks like a beautiful dragon. That blue dragon looked fantastic, but we don't get to meet Darren right now because he didn't cast him. So, okay, we're gonna meet him in season 3. That's cool. So it was a lot of setup. It was a lot of clumsy setup. It was a lot of stretching out a story that just can't be stretched out. And again, I get it. We understand why they do things like this. But this entire season could have been an email. Like, seriously. It was so long, and we invested so much in this, and now we have to wait 2 more years to get a payoff, but we're not going to trust you that we're going to get that payoff. What's to stop you? I know that it's been confirmed for 4 seasons, and that's the end of it. But what's the thing? Are we going to push that off until season 4 too? Are we going to have Damon and Aemond as the, like 4th season stuff? It just pisses me off.
And is that going to be in 2030 at this point? Like,
yeah, at this point,
it's too much. You're dragging it out too much, and it was a clumsy ending. Yep. The montage is cool, I guess. Like you said, you get all the houses, you get to see all the key players, where they fill in, what they're bringing to the war, what they're bringing to the fight.
And Otto, what?
Otto is in prison. Otto's in prison somewhere, and the fucking show ends with Rhaena staring at Sheepstealer, which was not a fucking cliffhanger. We knew what was going to happen. Just do that last episode. Get all of the dragon riders with their goddamn dragons, because then when a new dragon comes out of nowhere, you're like, oh shit, who's going to take that one? Everyone's got a dragon already. That's interesting. This is not. It was a clumsy end to the season. It was a clumsy second half of the season. It's a bummer. of course, and this is why they get away with this shit. We're gonna hold out hope for the next season because it has to be a fucking banger because we're in wartime now. But you didn't have to make this 10 episode season and give us a little taste of it and have them with one battle and then cliffhang us. Or like you said, cut it short, piss us off, but leave us with Rhaenyra standing on the edge of a cliff with 3 dragons. Or you bring, what's his nuts? Sea Smoke. What's Alan's dragon's name?
Sea Smoke.
Addam Sea Smoke.
Addam.
So yeah, I was right. So have Sea Smoke join that too. So now you have 4 dragons sitting behind Rhaenyra. Or you have Sheepstealer on Dragonback, you have Rhaena with Sheepstealer, and you have 5 dragons standing there and end the season that way. Don't end it with a cliffhanger last week, a cliffhanger this week, and 2 years in waiting. That fucking sucks. That's a bad format. That's bad production. That's a bad show.
Bad show.
Bad. Anyway, I'm mad. And you get this like Dune ass ending. That's what I wrote. It's like literally the same music from Dune. You get Alicent standing atop. It's like, ah, nah, like the fucking screaming and wailing, and then it ends. And I was like, fuck this show. I literally wrote, fuck this. I'm mad. So anyway, let's get to some questions. I'm sure we got quite a few. There was a lot of people tagging us before we recorded this that were also not happy with what happened. And it was pretty funny, but let's jump into some questions from science fiction. I like this. This is a fun one. How did Otto Hightower get captured? Wrong answers only. What happened?
Oh, well, first off, that's my brother. So great question, Mickey. Way to go.
Oh, nice.
Oh, fuck. Let's get creative with this. Let's have some fun since we didn't have any fun during this goddamn episode.
Where was he headed? He was headed to Old Town?
I believe he was heading to Old Town. Opium has been a pretty good choice. Maybe he was trying to buy some opium.
He was trying to buy some opium and he got human trafficked.
Yeah.
And now he's in Essos. Oh, yeah. There you go. And he's in the Free Cities as a slave. And yeah, that's what happened. Because he got okay. No, here you go. So
wait. Hold on.
You go, then I'll go.
I'm going to tie it back to the actor who played the kicker in The Replacements.
He did.
I'm going to say that Otto has crippling gambling debts. And as soon as he left the King's Landing, the safety of King's Landing, he got pinched immediately because he was betting on the pits.
I like that. Mine is similar, but it's the opium route, but similar idea. So he was depressed after leaving King's Landing, all the work that he'd put in, he got the boot. So he's leaving King's Landing. He's depressed. He gets to the Free Cities. He's like, I'm going to go in this opium den. I got plenty of money. He has a crazy week. He goes on a fucking massive bender, runs out of money, takes out a loan to buy more opium, can't pay it back. The loan sharks, they capture him, take him in to human traffic him.
All right.
That's mine.
I like it.
That's how he got captured. Yep.
I like that. Now, a real answer, I assume Larys has something to do with it. Probably got him captured.
More than likely.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe he's at Harrenhal.
That's a possibility. I feel like
you probably know that.
Old Damon would have killed him. No, I don't think we went to Harrenhal enough. Maybe we should have been at Harrenhal more often.
No, we're good there. I'm good if I don't see Harrenhal there. I hope that Harrenhal burns to the ground again. But anyway, let's keep trucking. From Klatchman, is Sunfire really dead? That's a huge change from the book. I don't think so.
No,
I think Sunfire's still there.
Yeah, they said that Sunfire, they were doing a small council meeting earlier in the season. They said that Sunfire was hurt, injured, whatever, but trying to recuperate at Rook's Rest.
Yeah, until you see a full-blown death in any of these shows, they are not dead.
I think they're letting Aegon think that Sunfire is dead because that will keep him at bay more, maybe. So that if he does get his power back, he doesn't try to get his dragon back and then try to go against Aemond at some point. But that's what I'm thinking.
Fair enough. From Claudia's life journey, how long before Ulf and Hugh betray the Blacks?
I don't think Hugh will. We already talked about Ulf. The only way that Hugh will is if something happens to his wife and maybe the Greens like capture his wife and he has to do something. Ulf, again, I can see him just going to the highest bidder. He's the first dragon mercenary. He's just getting paid off in quail.
I think that Hugh Hammer's going to kill Ulf.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah. But I think that's because Ulf betrays the Blacks and Hugh Hammer takes care of it.
Oh, that would be great. I'd love that.
Well, I like this from Max June. Who will die first on the season 3 premiere?
Jace.
I've got. Ooh, is that your bold answer or your predictable answer?
No, both.
Okay. I think my predictable answer is Alfred Broom.
Oh,
and my bold answer,
Baela? Or Rhaena, rather?
They're not. If they had the guts that Game of Thrones had, then yeah, Rhaena is getting torched in the first 30 seconds of that episode, and it would be
awesome.
amazing. But no, she's going to get on the back of Sheepstealer and join the fight. I think that Alfred Broom's the obvious one. I like Helaena.
Okay. All right.
She rides, she gets on the back of Dreamfire, crosses teams, goes over to Team Black, and dies in the process.
Oh, okay. All right. I can see that.
But takes out somebody with her, another key player. And if they start the season off like that heavy, I would love that. That would get us back on track.
I like that.
We'll do 2 more. From Lexi Sains. I think I might have gotten that wrong, but why wouldn't Rhaenyra ask Jace or Baela to go with her to Harrenhal?
Baela, I could see. Jace, we already discussed. But yeah, I don't know. Trusting Addam right away, I don't know. Yeah.
I don't think it's trusting. I think
she just needs Baela and Jace there together to run Dragonstone. I think it's as simple as that.
I think that you don't sacrifice your key players. I think you got some newbies in there. And if, God forbid Addam goes down, it's like, meh, he was new anyway. He didn't even know how to ride the dragon yet. We can't lose. Baela is an animal out there. You need her. She's going to fuck some shit up. Jace is the heir. That's why you don't put them at risk.
Yeah.
Last
and Moon
one.
Dancer's also really small. So
good point. Last one. Oh, this is perfect. It ties everything together. From J. Sumas Slasky, 26. Which finale was more disappointing, House of the Dragon or Jersey?
Dragon.
Big time Dragon. But she went on to say, to be fair, I liked House of the Dragon, just not as a finale. Jersey was to be expected. I enjoyed Jersey's finale. I agree with that sentiment. If this was a middle of the season episode, we'd be fine.
Yeah.
I would have no problems with it. The fact that they ended a 2-year hiatus season with this episode is infuriating.
Yeah.
My blood was boiling. I felt like I had the blood of Vermithor running through my veins. Call me the cannibal dragon, baby, because I'm hot.
Bronze Fury.
That's Hugh Hammer is not going to beat the porn star allegations in Westeros.
No, he's definitely
either
not.
One of the Hugh Hammer or Bronze Fury. Either one, you are doing some weird shit behind the scenes, pal.
Tell you he can't be a porn star anymore. Aegon. He's got no dick, man. He's got no dick.
Off. It's gone. He pees down his leg now. It's like a little sausage link. Just sizzle. Sizzling dicks. Well, anyway, other than that, Brav Bros are out of here.
Bye.